Volleyball isn't easy sport. The ball won't listen to you after an hour of practice. Rather prepare yourself for many hours of practice with the ball. But you don't have to learn volleyball in just one way. You have several ways to learn volleyball, which I will describe in this video. You can practice on your own, train against the wall with your parents or in a club. You can also learn different volleyball skills on internet, in online courses, sometimes on TV, and you can also read volleyball books. I start with the easiest way to learn volleyball, and that is to practice alone. Sometimes you can't do it any other way. You don't have a club nearby, or none of your friends play volleyball and you still want to play volleyball. Before you can stand on the court with the desire to play a volleyball match, it is necessary that you can at least play overhead pass and underarm pass. These are two basic volleyball skills that you need to play a basic form of volleyball over the net. You can really learn these two volleyball skills on your own. You don't need anyone else in the beginning. All you need is a ball and the desire to keep it in the air. If you practice by yourself, no one will restrict you. You won't need a hole, net or other equipment. Watch how better players than you play and then try to imitate them. Copy their movements and touches of the ball. Wherever you can find a spot in your neighborhood, try to set with your fingers above you or try to boom the ball. At first the ball won't listen to you, it will bounce in a different direction than you want it to. But the more and more often you touch the ball, the faster you will see progress and the more difficult exercises you will be able to perform later. I recommend you start with the simple exercises that start from the simply catching and throwing the ball. Once you get confident in these, then you can do more challenging individual exercises. The second simple way to learn how to play volleyball is by playing the ball against a wall. A wall is a perfect partner when you don't have a parent, a coach or a friend on hand. The wall is a great helper. You can always rely on it. It is always ready to practice with you. It doesn't need rest. Also will always give you the ball back. At the wall you can practice your overhand pass, underarm pass, spike into the wall, try your serve. For individual training it's excellent not only for beginners. In just a few minutes of training at the wall you will have hundreds of touches of the ball. You will never get that with team training. Training against the wall is not only for volleyball players, tennis and football players use the wall as well, and it helps us a lot. The wall is such a first coach. The first coach we should all try and feel comfortable coming back to through our volleyball lives. Wall as our first coach will always be the same. Wall won't age, wall won't tell us if we are not good at it again. Wall will just always be ready to practice with us. That's why I am a big believer in training against the wall. And if you want to improve your volleyball skills 3 times faster, try my online volleyball course with 120 volleyball drills against the wall for beginners and advanced. I do wall drills myself all the time, and those hundreds of touches of the ball in a matter of minutes are just a great way to maintain or improve your volleyball skills. The third way to learn volleyball is to practice with your parents. Many of you have a dad or mom who has played or is still actively playing volleyball. It doesn't matter if they were amateur players or Olympic champions. If you have such a mom or dad, take advantage of them. Want to play pepper drills with them in the garden, take advantage of a weekend off or take the ball on holiday. You can find plenty of family volleyball examples on social media. Like former US national team setter Donald Saxo is training with his son. I also spend enough time with my son that we'll occasionally make pepper attacks or serve into each other, or we practice volleyball drills against the wall. You can learn a lot from your parents, and after a while you can measure your performance with them in some funny volleyball games. Not only individually alone against the wall or with your parents you can learn volleyball. Probably the most common way to learn volleyball is to join a volleyball club where a coach will teach you the basics. There are thousands of volleyball clubs in the world. I dare say that wherever you are, there will be a club dedicated to volleyball somewhere near you. Because volleyball is played by almost 1 billion people in over 200 countries, if you have the opportunity to join a club, go for it. There will be a coach at the training sessions who should know how to teach you volleyball. Plus, you'll be in the group of other aspiring volleyball players who will be in a similar position to you. Together you will learn volleyball, you will improve your volleyball skills. Moreover, you will spend time together and experience shared moments of happiness when you win a match, or you'll have a moment of sadness if your team loses. One thing is for sure, since volleyball is a team sport, the performance of the team depends on the individual performance of the players. So practicing in the club with other players is undoubtedly the most ideal way to learn and improve in volleyball. But sometimes the previous ways to learn volleyball won't be enough. You will want more, or you will not be satisfied with the speed and quality of how you learn volleyball. Then you may be interested in getting a personal coach. Similar to the way it is with beach volleyball. A beach volleyball pair consists of a couple of players and they need a coach who is dedicated to them. Also in 6x6 volleyball, each player can hire a personal coach. Sometimes this can be your team coach and you arrange individual training sessions with him. Or it may be a coach from your neighborhood. You can then work individually under the guidance of the coach who will advise you on your technique. He or she can work with you on your physique, increasing your jump or getting a harder attack. This personal trainer can also be your psychologist, nutritionist, or discuss your performance with you after games. A personal trainer should have knowledge in multiple areas of volleyball so that they can just provide you with their knowledge and experience. On the other hand, it's not a good idea to have several personal coaches. They would cost you a fortune. When talking about how to learn volleyball, it is also important to mention where you can get inspiration. Of course, the easiest way is to be right on the court and watch the other players. But it's often good to get inspiration from the world's best players on TV or on the internet. Because the players on your team will play similarly to you, but you want to be better than them. Playing and watching better players can put you ahead of the game. You will find out what the best players do in critical moments, how they behave. You can also observe what mistakes they avoid. Conversely, if you only watch and play with players who are as good or worse, you won't make as fast progress. The matches of the best teams and national teams are broadcasted by many TV channels around the world. Or you can go online to the FIV Volleyball TV site, where you can then find hundreds of hours of top volleyball. Also on social media, on YouTube in particular, you can find many great volleyball matches or highlights. Online education is booming. Online volleyball courses undoubtedly belong to the group of ways to learn volleyball. Imagine wanting to see or experience training under a world-class coach. You have three options. Either you make an appointment with him in person and come and train with him. This is the most difficult and almost impossible route to take because the top coaches are at the clubs and then national teams for the most of the year. Also, you would have to count on it costing you a lot of money for travel, accommodation, food and money for the coach. Or you can register for a volleyball workshop, conference or camp where the best volleyball coaches give lectures and train. These events are held once in a while all over the world. Again, there is a big cost. Or you can take the third fastest and cheapest way, the way of an online volleyball course. All the worries and the big cost will be taken away from you. Just as soon as you purchase the course, you can start learning volleyball from the comfort of your home and be inspired by the world's best coaches. The very next day, you can try out the advice and tips you learn online. You can also go back and play the advice from the online courses again and again. If you want to improve your volleyball skills, try our online volleyball courses and get inspiration from the best volleyball coaches we work with. I am sure there will be more options and online volleyball courses in the future where you will be able to learn online and be inspired by top coaches. Last but not least, you can also learn volleyball from books. Over the last decades, there have been quite a few volleyball books available on the market, especially in English. Some of the books are well written, you can learn a lot of tips from them. On the other hand, the books lack energy, as do articles with volleyball advice. Times are changing, let's face it, we don't enjoy reading as much. Everything is going digital. On social networks, videos are far more dynamic and engaging for aspiring young volleyball players in this regard. And therefore the popularity of paper books will decline and more material for volleyball players and coaches will be found in digital form. So these are my basic tips and ways how to learn volleyball. I truly believe that these simple tips on how to learn volleyball will help you become a better volleyball player. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.